sleep. After a few nights of insufficient sleep, you're likely to feel sleepier during the day. This increase in daytime drowsiness may stabilize over weeks or months without enough sleep. But that doesn't mean that your body is functioning on all cylinders or is effectively adjusting to the sleep loss. Instead, sleep deprivation affects daytime performance, harming decision-making, memory, focus, and creativity. With time, insufficient sleep can wreak havoc on diverse aspects of health, including metabolism, cardiovascular system, the immune system, hormone production, and mental health. As a result, even if it seems like you're getting accustomed to sleeping too little, in reality, more serious health problems may be accumulating because of the body's inability to get the rest it needs. I wonder if they're talking about sleeping 3 hours a night, or sleeping 6 hours a night, or if it's just talking about getting less sleep than you need. Because I bet you feel differently over time. If you're say your body needs 7 hours and you're only getting 6 hours, I doubt that's detrimental to your long-term health. But if you're only getting 4 hours and you need 7 hours, yeah, that seems like it's gonna add up. Myth number two. Many adults need 5 or less hours of sleep. Recommendations from a group of experts commissioned by the National Sleep Foundation state that adults should get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. Whoa. While a very small number of people, estimated about 1 in 4 million, are believed to have a genetic mutation that allows them to naturally sleep for shorter periods and still wake up refreshed. These individuals are a rare exception, not the rule. Is it me because I'm not a morning person, but I've literally never woken up refreshed? I don't know what that means. I want to just go back to sleep even if I slept for 10 hours. Myth number three. And with myth number 3, I'm going to start tapping on this coaster that I have. Okay, so myth number 3 says, how long you sleep is all that matters. Sleep duration is important, but it's not the end-all, be-all. Sleep quality is another critical factor to consider and is closely connected to sleep continuity and avoiding sleep disruptions. Fragmented sleep marked by numerous awakings can interfere with the ability to properly move through sleep cycle, decreasing the amount of time spent in the most restorative stages of sleep. For this reason, every person's goal should be to sleep enough hours, and for those hours to include high quality, uninterrupted sleep. I don't know about you 20-somethings out there like me, but I never had a problem falling asleep or staying asleep when I was a teen, and even in college too, because I wasn't getting enough sleep in college, so it was I would always sleep through the night. is myth number 4, myth number 4, myth number 4, myth number 4. It doesn't matter when you sleep as long as you sleep enough hours. Ooh, interesting. Studies have demonstrated that the timing of sleep matters, and it's best to sleep as much as possible during hours of darkness. Sleeping at night helps align the body's circadian rhythm or internal clock with its environment. I'm sorry, I cannot read. Proper circadian timing is important for sleep quality and affects mental health, cardiovascular function, metabolism, and other key elements of overall health. That was myth number 4. And now we're on myth number 5. Myth number 5. Myth: a good sleeper doesn't move at night. Minor movements of the body can occur during normal healthy sleep. Movements during sleep are generally only a concern if they are one or more of the following: prolonged or chronic, abnormal, such as sleepwalking. I like that they didn't just leave it as abnormal, or else, yeah, what would that mean? I don't know. Aggressive or violent, bothersome to bed partner, causing nighttime awakenings. Yeah, so I wear a Fitbit, and it tells me, like, how much movement I make when I'm sleeping, and I'm fucking moving all the time, but I really only, like, check my phone, like, once a night, and it's always at, I'll be like, oh my gosh, do I need to wake up for work in, like, 20 minutes? More sleep is always better. While most concerns about sleep duration focus on sleeping too little, there are also problems that can arise from sleeping too much. People in specific circumstances, such as recovery from illness, may need extra sleep, but excessive sleep in general can be a symptom of an underlying health problem. In addition, studies have found higher rates of mortality in people who sleep too much, but research is needed to better understand this association. Oh no. Too much sleep's gonna kill me. Again, I would like to hear, not number of hours per se, but say it's you get, is it, if you get 10% more sleep than you actually need, that's associated with higher rates of mortality, or are you sleeping literally 12? Are you sleeping double the amount you need every night? Which is how could you do that? That would be the whole day. But whatever. That's what I'd be. Yeah, I'm interested. I am interested in the research. Next myth. Says snoring isn't always harmful, and you can't do anything about it anyway. Wait. I'm sorry, I can't read. Snoring isn't harmful and you can't do anything about it anyway. Light occasional snoring usually isn't a problem, but loud and frequent snoring is often a cause for concern. Oh no, my mom is really loud snoring. It really bothers me. Even when I'm in my room and she's in her room, sometimes I can hear her. That's loud, right? That's fucking loud. Chronic or loud snoring may be caused by obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, and a serious breathing disorder that fragments sleep and prevents a person from taking in the oxygen their body needs. Snoring can also disrupt the sleep of a bed partner or roommate. Various methods can address snoring depending on its cause. Positive airway pressure (PAP) devices that keep the airway open can help treat OSA. Anti-snoring mouthpieces and mouth exercises may help people reduce or eliminate snoring, and in many cases, losing weight can cut down on snoring as well. Next myth. Adults sleep more with age. Older adults frequently sleep less than younger people. Aging can affect a person's circadian rhythm, and it makes it harder for them to sleep as long as they want. Me. But it's not like I'm 50. Other health problems that increase with age, such as arthritic pain, may also interfere with a good night's sleep. Myth. The ability to fall asleep anywhere and at any time means you're a quote-unquote good sleeper. That was me in college. Being able to fall asleep at any time under any circumstances is a sign of having sleep problems, not of being a good sleeper. Sad. This myth is dangerous because it puts a positive spin on excessive daytime sleepiness, which is usually a symptom of insomnia, inefficient sleep, or underlying sleep disorder like sleep apnea. Sleeping at any time can also be tied to circadian rhythm disorders and narcolepsy. As a sleeper, your goal shouldn't be the ability to fall asleep at any situation. Instead, it should be to strive for a proper amount of high quality sleep that occurs ones that were awake at night, watching the valuables, or watching people sleep at night, because people had to take shifts back in the day when they were hunting and gathering, and they had to stay on watch at night. Maybe you're genetically you have a genetic disposition for staying up at night. And it's interesting to me that this article hasn't touched upon that yet. Anyway, okay, that rant is now over. Next myth: napping makes up for lack of sleep at night. Okay, and then, one more thing about my rant. One thing I wouldn't expect this article to go into either is biphasic sleep, sleeping 2 shorter hours instead of 1 long hour, or instead of sleeping 8 hours, sleeping 4 hours, waking up and doing stuff, and then sleeping another 4 hours, because that's another ancient method of sleep that people used to do, that obviously in Western society we're not built to do that, but I used to do that in high school, and it actually used to really work for me. I would always be so tired after coming home from school, so I would sleep from 3 to 7, and then I would go to dance. I would eat dinner and go to dance, which would always be late. It would be 7 to 10, and then I would do my homework and go to bed much later, and then in high school and stuff, it's you're waking up so freaking early. So I was doing a version of biphasic sleep, but sleepfoundation.org. I don't think we're ready to have that conversation. Anyway, napping makes up for lack of sleep, and that is a myth, apparently. While taking a quick nap can provide a boost of energy, it's not a substitute for quality sleep at night, okay? Especially because it does not involve moving through the stages of sleep in the same way as during a nightly sleep. Many people who get insufficient sleep try to take naps to catch up on sleep, but this often just throws their sleep schedule further out of whacky. I meant whack, just further out of whack, by making it harder to fall asleep at normal bedtime. Long naps can also mean waking up disoriented and sluggish. Though napping isn't necessarily bad, relying on naps to try to cope with regular sleep deprivation isn't a winning approach. When you do need a nap, it's best to keep it shorter than 30 minutes and early in the afternoon. I used to be a big napper in college. I did something called the coffee nap. Again, I watched a video on it on YouTube, and I found it really interesting. It's where, so coffee makes you awake by binding to the receptors that make you sleepy, so that it doesn't make you sleepy. And I say receptors very loosely because I don't really know